What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Orb on the Movements of the Earth, this time with episode 16, I think it is. Looking forward to this one, absolute banger. Yeah, again, last week, I loved the first half of the episode, focusing on Nowak, and then the second half focusing on the unfortunate homeless people that Okshi was looking after, and it turns out that Badani ended up putting Okshi's journal in them. Thank you guys in the comment sections for letting me know about that. I thought that was the whole kind of workings that Badani had, but that turned out again to be Okshi's diary actually, so that makes that even more important. But I did see that they released a new trailer this week for this upcoming part. I haven't actually watched the trailer. I was just a little bit scared of spoilers and such, especially in a series like this. I didn't really want to watch it, but I did see the new key visual they released, and there's a lot you can take from it. The fact that Nowak is facing the complete opposite direction to the other churchman. I can't really remember what role he had exactly, but the way that they're facing like complete opposite ways, I think tells you perhaps the direction that Nowak might be heading in. The fact that also Yolenta is looking away from the camera and seemingly going out of kind of view, probably maybe depicts where she is going to be going in the story. Maybe probably won't see as much as her going forward, but that could just be nonsense, who knows. Do let me know what you guys think about this episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. I've never been the best person at kind of getting things like that, to be honest with you, but that's just kind of my interpretation of things. And of course on the new key visual we had a new character at the forefront of things kind of coming towards us, so yeah, a lot you can take from a visual you wouldn't think you'd be able to take too much from. And again, I imagine there's quite a lot in the trailer that you could take a lot out of as well, hence I didn't watch it. That said 25 years later just there, right? "25 years. Looks like we've got some more heretics. That's a movie I've still got to watch, to be honest. The Heretic. Heard it's really good. Schmidty. Oh. Heretic Liberation Front. Initiation. Is it not just natural that a rival organization would pop up like this? Just how things work in the world. Yes. Just the powerful word they use to put someone down, isn't it? Heretic. You see that all throughout history with like racist words and such. It's the word they use to, yeah, to make everything feel okay to them and such. Seeing it nowadays as well. Yeah. Exactly. How many people have these guys legitimately killed? I imagine at least, I don't know to be honest, but I'm assuming at least like tens of thousands. At least thousands. I don't know. I don't really know. But like, comparing this to the real world, kind of like, yeah. Fucking hell, this guy's just a. Oh, okay. Is the guy from that new key visual? Um, it's interesting, isn't it? Why has he still got a helmet on? There he is. I pretty much agree with almost everything he said, though. To be honest with you. Oh, there's more changes. Oh shit! I'm very glad they didn't change the song. Very rare, to be honest. Still, still waiting for it. Still waiting for the full version. I think it might be out on Spotify, but I'm not sure. I don't have Spotify. I used to, but not anymore. Lots of new characters, aren't there? Also, unfortunately, do you know what? The new guy kind of looks a little bit like he could be that guy's son, honestly. I don't think he will be, but looks like it could be. Yeah, do you know what I learned recently that I am quite disappointed about this show? Apparently, it's just like this season, is it? Apparently, this is a full adaptation at the end of the season. Oh shit. Yeah, sorry, just to pause for a sec. Yeah, I have heard that this is like a full. It really sucks, to be honest with you. I would love more of this. I mean, to be honest with you, the best, some of the best things are the things that leave you kind of wanting more, aren't they? And we haven't even got to the end yet, so uh, I might feel like satisfied, but I probably will feel satisfied with going with how well this has been written and such so far. But um, yeah, I don't know, just some maybe I want more. If you know what I'm saying, it doesn't feel good that it's like over after this, if you know what I'm saying. But also, again, I do like the fact that it will just be kind of wrapped up all in like one go. I won't have to wait years. So there's positives and negatives to that. I think that's just a big positive, to be honest with you. The fact that I wish there was more, but I'm supremely happy with what we've got so far, and more likely till the end. Considering I've loved every episode, there hasn't been one even like mediocre episode. So yeah, bit of a setup here. It looks like. What are they after here? They look a lot more formidable than these guys. These three men. They kind of look like they're facing kids. Don't know about you guys. And judging from the way this guy speaks, I feel like he might be on the same like level of Oxy, if you know what I'm saying. Like he seems like someone very like someone ready to die for his his ideals and such. This is purely based off the first couple minutes, so I might be wrong about that. But he sounds like that kind of guy to me. Lewandowski. That's a very Polish name. Not sure what a very Polish name is, but yeah. Lewandowski. He's a football fan, so that name is very synonymous with one of the best players the last few years. Oh. Okay. I mean, evidently it's not not the same guy from last episode that we saw that wanted Noak out of the way and such. It looks a lot like him. I assume that we've actually seen this guy in the opening before then, but every time we've seen him in the opening, I've just assumed it was the guy from last episode. They're very similar looking. I think they do have different eyes though, don't they? It's the moustache. Yeah, they do have quite different eyes and eyebrows especially. So they are different characters. The moustache is like exactly the same though, which is the thing that has confused me. So this guy looks a lot like him. Maybe he's from the same family or something. I don't know. But like I said, I feel like we've probably seen this character, not in the series maybe, but in the open. And again, I've just assumed that it was actually somebody else. But yeah, the voice is obviously totally different as well. So okay. Again, is there any connection there? I know it's just a moustache, but is there any connection between the two? Now that makes me want to rewatch the opening ending again. We just watched the opening, which is a shame, because I would like to see which scenes I was confusing that guy for him and which ones I wasn't. I think I was confusing him for the other guy pretty much every scene actually, now thinking back. What is this famous famous initiation test? Oh shit. I think I know what they're getting at here. You have to destroy it. Oh, okay. Well, essentially that's destroying it in a sense, isn't it? It's not physically destroying it, but maybe it's actually maybe more powerful than physically destroying it. Are you not? Are we not that? We are essentially just like another species of animal that have been put on this world. Yes, we're the smartest, but that make us all too different. Unnatural tragedies like killing people for their beliefs, which is also what they're doing in a way. It's like, yeah, it's not like I'm fully on these guys' side, but I agree with a lot of this guy's points. That's a very brutal. Like, you think of it initially, and you're like, oh, they're probably going to have to like. Sorry to pause again, but my first initial reaction was like when they brought up this initiation was that they'd have to like kill someone from the Orthodoxy Church, or something as brutal as that. It's actually worse that they've actually got to. Is recant the right word for it? Just abolish all of their prior beliefs that their whole kind of world is based off. And like I said, I feel like that's actually even harder to do verbally and to do in your mind than it is to what I suggested in that they'd have to destroy the book physically. I feel like it's actually probably even harder and worse mentally, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said a minute ago, I don't fully agree with everything this guy's doing. Like I said, they by attacking the Orthodox Church and killing their people, it's also like it's not the right answer, but it's inevitable. Again, you see it a lot nowadays. There's always a faction of something that fights back. If it's like in a political sense, there always should be another kind of faction to kind of counter that and to give a different point of view. For example, you've got one kind of big, powerful kind of government. You inevitably have insurgents and so on. It's always been a thing throughout history. So the whole thing about like no civilization has ever lasted XXX amount of time. Like there's always been like an uprising or some kind of overthrowing of the government or something like that. There's always opposition to any kind of authority like this, isn't there? This was inevitably going to happen. Like I said, I don't agree with everything they're doing. Killing people is just wrong, but for the most part, I agree with a lot of what this guy said. To be honest, I'm no naturalist, whatever they call it, but I do like they make some good points in that regard. Don't they? It's like us as humans, we are essentially just another type of animal, but we've just yeah, it's just turned out the way that we have evolved to be in this position. Like imagine something slightly different changed, and there was something that, like the plague, for example. Imagine the plague actually just like never ended. Humans could no longer be a thing. Could easily perhaps have gone extinct if a few things went wrong. The Liberation Front. There's always inevitably people that try to take advantage of stuff like this as well, just to satiate their kind of lust for violence and so on. See that a lot nowadays as well. That's him as a kid, I assume. Oh, that's a woman. Sorry. Always a little bit like in anime, they usually get women to voice little boys, so it's always a little confusing. What does that mean? Like I said, I'm not ever the best at like deciphering stuff like this. To be honest with you, never was. To go through the eye of a needle. So what was the start of it? Something about a camel. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, which like never been great at like envisioning images in my mind, but I'm envisioning a camel and a needle, and obviously the needle's tiny, and that like it just seems impossible. It's easier to go through the eye of a for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven. So I think that's just an emphasis on how hard it is for a rich man to go to heaven. Maybe just saying that they've got that many sins, they're that greedy, they're that selfish. I don't know. You can't say that about every rich person ever. There's obviously good rich people, but yeah, you do see that in celebrities, a kind of again another lust for something that they're yet to experience because they can do everything. Rich people can essentially do anything except for the things that are forbidden, which makes them more attracted to that kind of business. Yeah. I get where he's coming from. But how else are you meant to change things? Is like I mentioned what he said earlier. Like violence is not the answer, but how else are you meant to change things if you don't act? Yeah, such a it's complex. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this was coming. He got killed by his own brother. Amazing, isn't it? Like it's just amazing to think about. Like nowadays as well. I don't. I want to stop pausing, so apologies. But just amazing to think about. If you put people's like with the whole politics and whole kind of things people debate and such over nowadays, like the big topics. If you put these same people back in these times where you could like do stuff. Well, I mean, you can do stuff with this nowadays, but it's like you're going straight to jail and such. And yeah, but if we put people nowadays into this like time period, I think there might even be even more of like stuff like this, like people killing their own siblings over their beliefs and thoughts, and it's just like it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I feel like if it, it's never right to kill people, but if it was more accepted, I feel like nowadays people would very much kill each other over their strong opinions on political issues and so on. But it's amazing that it can drive these people so far, isn't it? This different stance, this different mindsets. Yeah. Again, it goes a lot, kind of like what I said with the physical burning of the books earlier. It goes a lot more than just the physical. It's like, guys, it wasn't just this guy killed his brother physically. It was the whole kind of mindset was different towards this issue, and his brother killed him for it. Like yeah, the points and such are very different from the politics and such nowadays. Again, I'm not massively interested in it. I just like I always see it everywhere. Like I can't escape it as an adult. You can't escape this like politics bullshit that people go on about. I really don't. I don't want to get involved. But it's everywhere. It makes people's money. It's one of the main reasons why. But you can still kind of translate that to past times and such. I think. Very extreme way they're going about this, though, isn't it? Very extreme. Also, really interesting to see that as a boy, he actually like he witnessed this, and he actually is on that side of things now. Really interesting. Like, how do you have funny because it's poetically that does happen a lot, but when you think about it, it's like how do you go through that and then end up in this position? But like I just said, I feel like that actually happens more often than you'd think. Smooth. They don't show any emotion towards killing these people whatsoever. Very interesting. Very interesting. Lots of new stuff today, wasn't there? That's the guy I was confusing him for. I think. Obviously gone great now. But I think this is the guy. I won't bother sorting out the timer. And that's Nowak, right? Holy crap. He's got 25 years to do that to you. Damn. So, I'm assuming Nowak is actually like, judging from the position he's in, I don't think this is too out there to say, but I'm assuming now he's like part of the movement against the Orthodox Church, perhaps. Don't know. Wow. So yeah, like I said, this is the guy that we saw last episode, and trying to set up Yolenta and trying to set up Nowak in that regard. And I think this is Nowak. It could not be. I don't know. It doesn't look like him in this shot, but in the next shot, it kind of looks like an old Nowak. So. Wow. Holy crap. Oh, did we hear the new? Oh shit! It's Yoroshika. I love these. I love yeah. Massive fan. Holy shit! We got them on this. I mean, you could have. I don't think I could have named anyone I would want more. To be honest with you. But yeah, like I was just saying, that this was a lot of new stuff in this episode, wasn't there? And again, I'm not on either side of things, to be honest with you. Good things about each. There's bad things about kind of the Liberation Front and the Orthodox Church. It's not as simple as like right or wrong, is it? I know what it is about Yoroshika, but I just love the tone of the songs. Always feel so deep. And like I said, I don't think I could have asked for anyone better. Because this show is like super deep and brings up so many interesting points, and we got a lot of that today. There's a lot to go through, so I won't even bother trying. But yeah, like I was just saying, I feel like Yoroshika, I've read a lot of lyrics to their songs as well, and they're very powerful. So I feel like, again, just that level of kind of they just seem like a perfect combo. Like I said, I really couldn't think of anyone better to do a song for this series, so we'll certainly be listening to the full version of that after this episode. But yeah, like the new opening changes as well, that was really cool. Again, very glad they kept the song but changed quite a lot of visuals in there. As I did mention, I'm really looking forward to next week going through the opening again, actually seeing which scenes I did kind of confuse characters. Crazy ending there as well, but as I said, I like this Liberation Front a lot. I like a lot of the points they have. They bring a good kind of answer to the Orthodoxy Church, who again, they could just run wild and do whatever they want with no opposition. Who are you governed by? That self-governing, like things like that, is just like, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, but then their point is like, ultimately at some point, like with even like presidencies and stuff, and people in like the most powerful people in the world, there should be some kind of counter to them. But like, what would that be? There is no higher kind of power to judge over than God and these guys' opinions, but then as an atheist, than other people. It's like, how do you circumvent people having so much power and being biased and using that for their own? Yeah, it's a whole lot of interesting points. So there's got to be something that goes against the Orthodox Church. And like I said, I like a lot of the points that this Liberation Front has, but again, I don't like the fact that they're killing people. And again, totally emotionless doing it, by the way. Like, that was nothing. No emotion shown whatsoever to killing these people, because I imagine they just see him as not people, but like people in the way of their kind of truth, if that makes any sense. But yeah, lots of stuff to go over in this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section. Again, if you can help out with any of the situations or share any of your point of views from any of the situations, I'd be really interested to hear that. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say about this character's backstory with his parents here. As I mentioned in that segment, you actually see more often than not, even in real life, people that have been affected by something negatively actually then kind of go on to be a part of that negative. Again, not saying it is positive or negative here. It was obviously kids' parents got killed here, so it's a negative experience, you'd think. But he ends up actually being on the side of his uncle's thought process, and like I said, you actually see that a lot in the real world. It's more common than you'd think it was. So in like your generic anime story, it'd be like, oh, his parents got killed, he would do everything in his power to fight against the force that killed his parents. But again, in the real world and here, he's actually joined that same kind of, yeah, it's really interesting to think about. But again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 17.